second bite at the cherry.
Judges say Basha is wrong. What else?
We
is
can't
left
deal
the
with
matter?
7-judge bench like this, my lord, that you decide what is comfortable to me.
Don't look at it. Don't look at it today.
If we come to the conclusion that that Basha was wrong, we'll have to still, we'll have to still deal with the validity of the 81 Act.
No, but then, Malaz, it goes without saying whether it is trying to override the judgment or not. It is
For
established.
deciding whether it is right or wrong,
Allow me, sir, to continue.
81 will have to be examined.
I am not saying no. I'm just, please allow me. So if your lordships, Malaz, on our argument says that Basha is wrongly decided, you don't have to go to the 81 amendment.
Don't argue and then.
If you set aside Basha,
No, there is no setting aside. This is not an appeal.
if you do not agree with,
Let it be decided by the other bench, then I didn't complete the argument.
No, my
No, I
lord.
thought,
Getting away from it.
No, he
Doctor,
said that it-
my recollection is that
Not
you
fair.
said, I am not going into that, let it go into the.
yes, and let it be done by the regular bench. That was,
Suppose we reverse the Allahabad High Court and affirm the validity of the 81 amendment, right? In which case, the consequence of the amendment of 81 is to clearly confer it or recognize it, as they say, the minority status, whether it is declaratory or confirmatory.
may be subject to certain arguments
Yes,
which we may
that
make.
arguments are.
In this video, you will watch very interesting arguments between Kapil Sibal and Tushar Mehta. The question arises before the court that whether we should decide the 1981 amendment also, or we should only decide the Basha case. The Kapil Sibal was of the view that we need not to go on the 1981 amendment. Kapil Sibal says that if the judge don't agrees, the court do not agree with the Basha, then 1981 amendment need not to gone into. And if Basha was right, then the question of 1981 arises. The judges were of the opinion that this court should decide that 1981 amendment also, and the Solicitor General was also on that point that this court should decide that question. Watch the video. This is very interesting arguments, and what the Honorable CJI asked questions, and how the Kapil Sibal responded, and
That's what I
how
had
the Solicitor General
if you do
makes
not agree with
their
Basha,
point.
then the 81
Watch this
amendment
video.
need not be
This
gone
is not a full video. I
in.
will
If
upload the
what
second
my
part
Lord
of
the
this
Chief
video
Justice said is
also.
right. If you
This is
say that
a
Basha
short
was
video
right,
of the arguments.
Basha
Watch
was right,
full video,
Malaz,
then
the question of 81 amendment comes in. But if Basha was wrong, 81 amendment need not be discussed.
Vice versa.
Look, for
what I-
deciding whether it is right or
Allow
wrong,
me, sir, to continue.
81 will have to be examined.
I am not saying no, I'm just, please allow me. So if your lordships, Malaz, on our argument says that Basha is wrongly decided, you don't have to go to the 81 amendment. So decide that question, Malaz. What's the problem with that?
Point, Mr. What you are saying, look, Parliament amended the Act in 1981 to really, should we say in a colloquial sense, to override Basha,
That's
right? Now, what you are arguing is that if you come to the conclusion that Basha was
Wrongly
wrong,
Yes.
then there was no question.
Yes.
But even so, if we come to the conclusion that that Basha was wrong, we'll have to still, we'll have to still deal with the validity of the 81 Act.
No, but then, Malaz, it goes without saying whether it is trying to override the judgment or not. It is established by the minority, recognized under the.
But suppose the lordship decides that Basha is right, then
No,
what?
don't allow. That question will not arise.
What happens then if we decide that Basha is right?
If the Basha is right, Malaz, then the 81 issue will have to be gone into.
Then by the regular bench, that's their,
That is, that's the only issue that is referred to your lordships, Malaz.
Just now you
Whether
said
Basha
that
is right or
1981 amendment survived.
Yes.
Problem is that just now you were saying that 1981 amendment is still operative.
If
Now,
your lordship
your
agree
argument
with
is that
Basha,
it is still operative, then we have to go into
your
the
lordship
validity of
agrees
that.
with Basha, Malaz. If your lordship agrees with Basha, then of course the 81 amendment is there. If you disagree, no, don't look at it. Don't look at it today, Malaz. Just look at Basha. Is it right or wrong? And if your lordship says the Basha is wrong, 81 doesn't matter.
What if the court says Basha is
That
right?
becomes an academic issue. Why? Because it is established by the minority and under 31 Mullah is recognized.
If we say that Basha is wrong,
Yeah.
then according to you, then the amendment in that sense recognizes what we feel also is the correct position.
Then Mullah,
So what if we come to the conclusion that Basha is right?
then you have to go to the 81 Mullah.
But then if we say that Basha is right, then who goes into the 81 amendment?
Mullah, it is not referred to 7 judges. The 3 judges would hear it, we go into it.
This is the problem.
No, it's not a problem. That's the process. That's the reference is only que Basha. The reference is not que the 81 amendment. I don't think that we should refer, that we should go into that. Mullah, then your logic, just give me a few minutes, Mullah. Either we look at Basha and on the basis of what happened in 1920. That is, look at Basha through the lens of 1920. Or we look at Basha in the context of Article 31 when it came into force in 1950 and what happened thereafter. His argument throughout has been, don't look at anything else, look at what happened in 1920. That's been his argument throughout. What? Please, if you don't want to look at Basha in the context of 20, please then look at this in the context when the Constitution came into force. Then apply all the principles of constitutional law in Article 30 to look at Basha. Then you'll have to do that also. And then 1981. That's not an easy exercise.
Lord Basha also, Lord examines
Therefore,
51
that question
and
will arise.
65th amendment.
Therefore, you'll have to look at Article 30, sub-Article 1.
And
You
two
don't look at Basha
amendments.
on the lens of 1920 then. Then you'll have to do into all that. And my respectful submission is, Mullah, that exercise need not be done. We are ready to, Mullah, to argue Basha in 1920. Because that's how it happened. And that's throughout what has been said. Look at the Constitution, look at the regulations, look at what Basha says, look at what the rector said, look at what the chancellors have appointed. This is all Basha 1920. We'll answer that.
Basha on the basis of the position as it stood in 1968.
Yes. Look at it and see whether it was established by a minority or not. It's all you have to look at.
This, what is happening is this. And let me be a little more clearer rather than being diplomatic. What they want is, they are taking a chance whether Basha is right or not. If your lordships are satisfied that Basha is right, they will have a second round to say that even if 7 judges said Basha is right, now have a second round that now the basis is taken away and refer this question.
No, if Basha is right, no.
But that may not happen. In case we uphold Basha or agree with the ratio in Basha on the second and third aspect, they may not have any say in it.
My lord,
On the second and third aspect, that is de facto, it was established by.
No, I think what perhaps Solicitor is arguing is that if we come to the conclusion that Basha is right, then the issue of the validity of the 81 amendment will be before a lesser bench, a lesser
yes,
constitution.
that's what we
three-judge
want, a
bench.
second round, my lord.
The argument there
And
could be that, look, the basis of Basha is taken away by the
Therefore, no
1981.
need to go into this. That's all, Mullah. That's all that there will be.
That's exactly what is the problem.
But there will be two
That's
dichotomy
exactly
problems.
this.
There is no problem. You don't have to
You
go
can't
into it.
have, my lord, this kind of
When
second bite at the
7
cherry.
judges say Basha is wrong, what else?
We
is
can't
left in
deal
the
with
matter?
7-judge bench like this, my lord, that you decide what is comfortable to me and don't
I
decide
think you are
what.
more hurt about it than the 7 judges.
Both should be decided together. That's the appropriate.
Lord, you have-
Meaning,
the reference is the matters are referred.
On this, we'll just defer it a little bit. You conclude your arguments. We'll also read Basha with you. Once we reread Basha with you, you would have read Basha with two different
I
perspectives.
need to read, my lord, some debates in